Winning.
Pick.
Weekly.
Smith for the win.
Raisi K.
Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome to week 16 of the NFL season. The Jets are dead. They're going for the tankathon. We have the tankathon, the rally going for some teams. We have playoff season going for some teams. We have division bets coming to a close. And here we are, Greg. We're here to talk about motivation, injuries, all the above. And again, we got some Thursday sprinkled with some Saturday, sprinkled with a triple header, Christmas Day, Monday. I mean, football all over the place. And a lot of big games, man. Whether they're your team or not, whether you care or not, almost every game here has huge implications, whether it's for the draft or for the playoffs. And let's start Thursday. We have the New Orleans Saints, who are 7-7 going for a division. They're plus 3.5 at the Rams, who are also 7-7. minus 3.5 at home, and they're just trying to get a wild card spot. Interesting dynamic. Both teams injured all the time, but the Rams have sneaky been playing really good, and the Saints have sneaky been playing very, very bad, despite winning some games.
Oh,
what are your thoughts here?
I don't know, dude. I every week we come on the show and say New Orleans Saints 5.5 point favorites. They shouldn't be 5.5 point favorites against anyone, and they just keep covering.
Yeah.
So now they come in here and they're getting points.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you have to take New Orleans. I want to take the Rams, but just thinking about this more, it's just every week we say the Saints stink, and every week the Saints win.
You're
Not
right.
only win, but cover. Now all you need to do is win. You don't even need to win. You can just cover. Like, to me, I think, 81% of the money on the Rams. I think a lot of people think the Rams are good. They are good. They're playing better than the Saints right now. The Saints, for some reason, somehow, some way, just figure out a way to stay in these games and win them. So, granted, it was the Carolina Panthers and the New York Giants, but still, I think the Saints find a way to stay in this game and keep it close. Primetime game, the under, close games. Monday night, the underdogs have been winning. I just think primetime games, 4.5 points, a lot of points. Give me New Orleans at this point on the road.
It's 4.5 now?
We can do 3.5. It's 4.5 on some books, but yeah, 3.5 is fine.
All right, I'm going to stick with the Saints here too. I'm thinking this is going to be a Taysom Hill game. And just real quick, should I be starting Taysom Hill in fantasy? It's playoffs.
I don't know. I would love to be able to say yes or no. I have no idea because it's just a matter. If they use him, then yeah, you should start him. But you just never know going into the game. So I have him in one league too, and I never know what I'm supposed to do.
This is a good spot for him on a Thursday night. Just trying to win.
Yeah, banged up, just trying to win.
Yeah, these are the games. I might start him, man. I don't trust Garrett Wilson. All right.
Yeah.
Bengals. The sneaky Bengals, 4:30 on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
At the Pittsburgh Steelers. Looks like Pickett might play. He had a great practice today, apparently, according to Tomlin. Tomlin's not a liar like Coach Sala is. He usually tells the truth. It's either going to be him or Mason Rudolph. Not much of a change for me there. Cincinnati, on the other hand, Jamar Chase is out. I don't know how many more injuries they can handle. They're minus 2.5 here, Cincinnati on the road. What do you think?
I like Cincinnati. I think T. Higgins showed last week he can step up when you need him. Joe Mixon's still playing. They look good, man. I don't believe in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh started out, they were fired out of the cannon last week. They got the punt block, led to a quick touchdown. They had a quick 13 points, and then they just didn't score the rest of the game, and Indy scored 30 unanswered points. I think no lead is safe for Pittsburgh right now. Their defense is not playing well. Their offense is not playing well. Cincinnati divisional game. I get it. Cincinnati on the road in divisional game and laying points. That's not some place you want to be, but you got to take the picks that make you uncomfortable. You got to go against the grain right now. 60% of the money's on Pittsburgh. I get it. It's Mike Tomlin at home getting points, but I just really don't think that you should be.
You took the words right out of my mouth
on Pittsburgh right now.
No, you took the words right out of my mouth. That's why I'm going with Pittsburgh. Listen, Tomlin's fired this week. Pittsburgh's done. And I know that was last week's game, right?
Yeah.
But they had Trubisky. I mean, we couldn't look past the Trubisky part. Like, this is the game. They're 7-7. They're getting points. They're at home. It's a Saturday game. Cincinnati's on the road without their best player on offense. I mean, forget. And I'm not even talking about Joe Burrow. I think Pittsburgh is gonna actually crush them. If I'm being honest with you, I love Pittsburgh here. I might make the best bet. All right, Saturday night. Yo, talk to me about this, man. Buffalo all of a sudden is everyone's Super Bowl pick. 2 weeks ago, they weren't going to make the playoffs, according to everyone. Then we have the Chargers, who obviously fired their entire staff a week and a half ago. Feels like a month ago at this point. Haven't played a game. Do they get the coaching bump? And if they do, I mean, this game should be minus 17.5.
Yeah.
This plus 11.5 is kind of weird. It's kind of making me want, like, people still like, okay, Buffalo, like, we're still sticking around, some football numbers. Like, yeah, it's just like 1.5 over the 10, you kind of convince yourself. I kind of want to take the Chargers here, but Easton Stick is, even though I have his rookie card with his jersey in it, it's tough. It's tough to actually take, but I think it's going to be some pride here, especially it's a primetime game, man. This isn't like a 4 o'clock for them, just like hang in there, no problem. Just like, it's going to be bad. I feel like there's going to be a lot of Buffalo fans there, though. What do you think? What do you think about this game?
I think Buffalo absolutely kills them. It's my first best bet of the day. I think Buffalo demolishes the Chargers. They absolutely quit last week. They put on a disgusting, as Joe Buck says, a disgusting act when it came to playing that game against Las Vegas. What's up?
New team, new coach.
I don't think I get it. You can quit on your coach, you can quit on your team, and it's like, okay, well, we got rid of the coach. That's why you guys quit. So here's a new coach. Like, now there's no excuses. I just think if you get put 60 points put on your head, that tape's out there forever. And it's, Aaron O'Connell and the already interim coach Las Vegas Raiders. It's not like the Chiefs came to town or, some one of these powerhouse teams and put 60 on you. It was, Las Vegas Raiders. So divisional game, I get it, but still, you can't let up 60-something points.
Oh, talking about Raiders.
Yeah. So I just think they're dead. I think they're toast. I think they have absolutely nothing left. Give me Buffalo on this one. Like I said, my first best bet of the day.
All right, I'm gonna stick with the Chargers, just because it's disgusting, and there's no reason to take this team, but I'm gonna take it anyway. All right, that jumps us to Sunday 1 o'clock. Still a big slate here.
Yeah.
First game: Seattle versus Tennessee. Tennessee's plus 2.5 at home. They're officially out of the playoffs. Did I get that from JJ Watt today? Is that correct?
Yeah, I think Tennessee's been eliminated. Yep.
And then we have Seattle, who everyone's darling, right? Because Drew Lock, had a great Monday night game. Geno's coming back. Blitz boy getting healthy scratched.
Tough.
On the other hand, we have Tennessee at home. Is this our last home game of the season? Could be.
I believe so.
Check there. Derrick Henry, maybe. Ryan Tannehill, one last game. It's interesting. I actually like Tennessee in this game. I think Tennessee's gonna win outright. They're coming off a really bad Houston loss. I think that hurts their pride, and I think they are playing for next year, especially because I think even Vrabel might be playing for a job. Is that like a rumor now too? That Vrabel might be on like a warm seat. Like, I think this is actually a big game.
Yeah, it definitely could be. This is, to me, just a classic. Everyone loves Seattle. Nobody's talking about Tennessee. These are the games that Tennessee wins. I've been saying it all year. Give me Tennessee at home plus 2.5 points in this one. Seattle's just one of those.
Steelers about the same to me. They're giving me same vibes, huh?
Yeah, I think Tennessee more than the Steelers, but yeah, Seattle is just one of those teams that I just feel like it just can't. Like, I just don't see them winning like 4 games in a row, 3 games in a row. They seem such like a classic, like win one great one, lose a terrible game, win one great one, lose a terrible game. So, yeah, give me Tennessee at home here.
I'm scared that we're like have the same exact thinking for that game. All right.
Yep.
Next game. Finally, Greg. Finally, everyone has come to light and seen that Desmond Ridder absolutely sucks. It took not you?
No, 82% of the money's on Atlanta.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What am I? Oh, dude, what am I missing, dude? Okay, Indy best bet, dude. Indy best bet.
Yep.
That's what's happening.
I
Why?
don't know. They're my second best bet as well. They've been a best bet of
Oh,
mine for 3 weeks in a row now. They've been hot. They've been doing very well. Defense is playing great. Zach Moss a
Jonathan
little
Taylor's back.
banged up,
Yeah, but
but
Jonathan Taylor's back.
Jonathan Taylor's back, right? Even though Zach Moss is a little banged up. I mean, Gardner Minshew's just playing out of his mind. I said the Jets should get him in the offseason. Instead, he backed up, Anthony Richardson in Indy. He's essentially played all season, and he's been great. The knock on Gardner Minshew is he's maybe not great on the road, even though he has some pretty impressive wins, including a win at Baltimore, who's leading the AFC. But they're on the road in a dome at Atlanta, where I don't think there's a crazy home field. You're inside still like you are in Indy. You're on
Chick-fil-A's
turf, like you're
closed.
gonna play. I think the real question for them is just injuries. Like, is Pittman playing? Is Zach Moss playing? How healthy is Jonathan Taylor? If they can get all three of those guys to go, I think this is an easy win for Indy. But even not, I think Indy might be able to scrape this one. Now, the defense has been phenomenal. I've been playing them in fantasy football. They've been getting sacks. They've been getting interceptions. They've been getting touchdowns. Like, they can score you 27 points in a playoff game here in fantasy football if they're available on your waiver wire. 82% of the money on Atlanta. Don't understand it. I really do think that the coach is gone at the end of the season. Just does not play or give the ball to Bijan Robinson. I do not know why. At this point, you just can't keep him around if he's not going to give the ball to Bijan Robinson. Don't understand it. Tyler Algier should not be getting touches, not 14 touches or 10 touches like he has in the previous couple games. It's insane. So, yeah, give me Indy in this one. Second best bet of the day.
All right, we're both best bet there. You had a way bigger handicap than me. Just really quick, what was Arthur Smith before this? What kind of coordinator? Do you remember?
I believe the offensive coordinator for Tennessee.
Man, that's bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I was honestly hoping for something. I thought offense, but I was hoping for something else, and I was missing
I
it.
think he was the OC with Tannehill, and the offense was clicking. But dude, I mean,
And
you
let
guys
me
have
tell you
all
something.
you have all these weapons. You have to figure it out. I get that Desmond Ritter's not great. I get that Tyler Heineke is not great, but you have so many weapons. Like, just get the ball to these guys.
But let me tell you something, man. They okay. I'll just table it. Like, it's Tennessee. What happened there? Like, if Arthur Smith all of a sudden stinks, if their O-line coaches that we have stink, like what happened there? If Tannehill stinks, like how are they so good then? If everybody
Derrick Henry
stinks,
got
like,
old.
I guess this is Derrick Henry. Yeah.
Derrick Henry got old, and the defense got hurt. Like, the defense was studly for a little bit, but they just all got hurt. Bud Dupree came over, and he was supposed to be like the guy that takes him over the top. He got hurt. A couple other guys got
Avery
banged up.
Williamson. And we got hurt because we're the Jets.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's
All right.
that easy. Trade AJ Brown. Not sure why, but they did.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of the lowly Jets, again. Oh, we didn't mention, like, this game matters a lot for Indy and Atlanta, like both trying to make the playoffs here.
Oh,
One
yeah.
looking for a division, I mean, both looking for divisions
Yeah.
at this point. So huge
Culture
game.
Tide.
Now let's look at the other side here. We have a tankathon game.
Yeah.
The Jets are -3.5 at home. Why, dude? Why? Versus the Washington football team, Commanders. I forgot their name for a second.
Mhm.
R-words. Whoever wins this game is absolutely the dumbest franchise around. That's the best way I could put it. Whoever wins this game is absolutely stupid. And
Mhm.
now that the Jets have Jets coaching staff, at least the top ones who make decisions, like the GM and the head coach and the offensive coordinator, we know those three are absolutely 100% staying.
Yeah.
You would be an absolute idiot to win games. And we don't have a second round pick.
Mhm.
So the Jets at this point don't have a quarterback for this game. Wilson's not going to play. Rodgers not going to play, even though he's active. Shout out to him for being active. Like, that's pretty cool. 14 weeks Achilles, like playing 11 on 11. He, like, go look at Kirk Cousins move grocery bags. He had the same surgery, and now it's so different. So shout out to him. Simeon might start, and then backed up by Ripon. Like, that might be the New York Jets. So just take the Commanders. I feel like they are stupid enough to want to win. But the most Jets thing on planet Earth would be to win this game. I'm taking Commanders plus 3.5. Dude, I don't know how the Jets could win. They don't score touchdowns, right? We know that. And they don't have an offensive line. But now the defense is not going to be motivated. Like, the defense is not going to really be out here trying to, like, do anything. I think they're going to be gambling. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm taking the Commanders. Yeah, I kind of make some best bet of mine. 3.5 is crazy, dude. Like, now the Jets are going to win by 3.5 with Ripon or Simeon with the same offensive line. I just don't, and a less motivated team. You know what? Washington's going to be my second best bet.
I like that. I like Washington here plus 3 for all the reasons you're saying. Doesn't need to get more complicated than that.
All right, let's go to another game that's kind of in the same mold here. We have the Green Bay Packers 6-8 at -4.5. They're still looking for a playoff spot, a sneaky playoff spot. And then they have the Carolina Panthers here, who are just so like screwed because they don't own their draft pick, right? And they're 2-12, so it's in their best interest to win. So it's very interesting. But Green Bay, dude, I don't know what's going on over there. It looks like their team's just not healthy. Like, they stink without Jair Alexander. If Jair Alexander doesn't play, the Green Bay Packers suck. It's that easy. Like, that's all you have to look at. Right now, they're still not sure if he's going to play this week, so I'm not really sure. It's hard to take Carolina anything, right? Especially after last week because they were at home and nobody showed up. But nobody's talking about that. The fact there was a monsoon going around, at the stadium. Like, they're not used to that weather. They're not going to see no one's going to see the Jets, when they're 4 wins, like, in the rain. Why would they go see Carolina in the rain where it's always nice out? I actually think Carolina's going to come out and cover this spread at +4.5. They honestly might mess around and win this game because they're motivated as hell. Like, they're fighting for they're fighting for a roster spot next year. Like, every single one of those players and coaches are fighting for a job next year. It's a very interesting spot for them, and they don't own their draft pick. Like, that never happens, right? Especially for the first round, for the first overall pick. So I'm taking the 4.5 here, especially they're at home and they're getting made fun of all year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Like
you and 72% of the people out there are betting on the Carolina spread. I think that's absolutely insane. Again, I need to remind everyone, if Carolina wins this game, we are in serious, serious trouble with New England getting Caleb Williams. That just simply cannot happen. So this is a must-win for Green Bay, in my opinion, as a Jets fan. Green Bay -4.5. I was thinking about making it a best bet, but just keeping it at -4.5 because so much rides on this game for us. We need Green Bay to win this game. I'm hoping they win by 4 touchdowns. It's not even close. We don't have to worry about it. But after last week's last-second field goal, we are in dire panic mode when it comes to Caleb Williams' watch.
So we want Carolina to win.
No, we need Green Bay to win. We need Carolina to lose.
Why?
Because if they win, then they're tied with New England for the first overall pick.
Oh, I thought we just want to keep moving them down.
We need them to keep
losing. You just want Chicago to secure the first spot.
Yeah, we need them to keep losing so Chicago can get the first spot.
I didn't think about it like that at all. I'm glad we have these kind of talks because I understand what you're saying. that is the correct way to think.
Yeah, that last-second field goal might turn out to be absolutely tortured field goal that no Jets fan paid attention to last week, but I was watching and I was nervous.
The Giants-Patriots 20-yard chip shot. I didn't forget about that one either.
That's huge. That was huge.
Yeah. But I was trying to think that maybe the Jets have a shot here at, like, even moving up to the top 3 spot if Carolina messes around and keeps winning a couple games here.
We did until we beat Houston. Everyone was all excited. Oh, we beat them. Oh, we look so good. Zach Wilson looks so good. Now all of a sudden everyone hates Zach Wilson again. Like, this fan base cannot make up their mind on what to think about this team. I hate every single one of them. It's just so stupid. Yeah, that Houston, if we lost to Houston, we'd be tied right now with Washington for the 4th overall pick. And if we lost and one of these other teams, New England won, we would be 3rd. New England beat us. Like, we could have a 3rd or the 2nd pick this weekend. If Arizona won too, which Arizona could win, yeah, we could be the number 2 pick facing the number 1 pick going into the last 2 weeks of the season, but we beat Houston. So, that was cool.
I think the Jets are going to be locked into the 4 spot if things go our way. So we'll talk about that.
We beat Houston. That was really cool.
Speaking of Houston's -2.5 at home, again without TJ Stroud. versus the Cleveland Browns, dude. This doesn't bode very well. I have no idea why Cleveland are dogs here. Is it because of Flacco?
Yeah, the line moved from when these spreads were put in. It's Houston now plus 2.5.
Okay, that
Cleveland
makes
is
way
minus
more
two and a
sense.
half.
That makes way more sense.
Yeah, flipped at this point because to your point, CJ is not playing or is not expected to play. I guess we'll see by the time the game actually
He's
starts.
not. He's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
What's your
Cleveland's look
take
pretty
here?
good. I think Cleveland's look pretty good. I think Joe Flacco's look pretty good. I think Cleveland's look pretty good here. Um, both sides are obviously banged up. But if you don't have CJ Stroud, I don't know what you have. 75% of the money is on Houston right now. So it makes me think that some people know some things or some people are betting on that he's going to play this game because they are very much in not only a playoff spot race, but a division race. Like they're one game back from the Jaguars and the Texans, the Colts, with their win last week. So they're right in this thing. So plus 2.5 for them at home. I could see why it's enticing if you think CJ is going to play. I think that's the bet. I just don't think CJ is going to play. I think Cleveland's going to win this game. I think the defense is going to be strong on the road. Joe Flacco is going to take care of business, which is crazy to say, but he's playing well. So give me Cleveland minus 2.5 on the road here.
Yeah, I like Cleveland, but just because of the defense. I just
Yeah.
think that he's not going to score. I kind of like the under here too. All right, last 1:00 game. The Detroit Lions at Minnesota. This is interesting because Detroit's only good at home, but it's in US Bank, which is a dome.
Yeah.
Minnesota has no quarterback. Josh Dobbs is now the third string. They suck, but they're still fighting for a playoff spot, which is crazy. They're plus 3.5. And is Detroit still low key fighting for a bye? I mean, technically, yes.
I
Like
very much so, yeah.
all they need is the Ravens to beat San Francisco, right? Like they're right there. I think Detroit wins by 3, to be honest with you, but I'm gonna take Detroit Lions like a sucker. I'm sure the public is all with Detroit. Am I right there?
Nope. 65% of the
Oh,
money right now on Minnesota at home, getting 3.5 points or 3 points. I love
oh,
Detroit here. You're fading the public. Detroit is just a much better team than Minnesota. And on top of it, you're just 3 points. I mean, Sam Laporta, St. Brown, Gibbs, like this team is locked and loaded here. So yeah, I like Detroit a lot. And yeah, I mean, dude, Dallas, Philadelphia, they're tied with Detroit right now at 10-4. San Francisco, to your points, one spot ahead here going against the Ravens. Like who else does San Francisco play this season? That's really it. Commanders and Rams. So
yeah.
yeah. I think they're vying for that number one spot for sure. I mean, if the playoffs run through Detroit, that's a huge benefit for Jared Goff and this team to get CJ Gardner-Johnson back this week. I love Detroit here. My third and final best bet.
Oh wow. All right. This is my third and final best bet. It's the first game of the 4:00. It's Tampa Bay at home, -0.5. Baker, Evans, that defense, running game kind of coming through.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Tampa Bay. Jacksonville's hurt. Jacksonville's going to keep falling down a little bit. Jacksonville might not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
8-6 right now. Might be the biggest. That might be the biggest flop of the whole season.
8-6, and to your point in free fall. I like Tampa Bay here too. I think Baker's look good. This team's look pretty good. Mike Evans has looked good. At home, I like it a lot here. Give me Tampa Bay.
All right, 425, big game for us Jets fans. Again, Tankathon. All these games matter. It's crazy. Bears, -4.5 at home against Arizona. Bears should not be -4.5 against literally anyone. That is crazy. I'm taking Arizona. I'm taking Arizona money line, but that's from the heart. But if just regular, Arizona 4.5 would be my pick. Where's the public here, Craig?
64% of the money's on Chicago, but 63% of the bets are on Arizona. So some big money coming in on Chicago. I like Chicago here. I agree with you. They shouldn't be favored really 4 points against anybody, but Arizona does stink. Kyler Murray banged up a little bit already, 3 or 4 games back. You know, Hail Mary off the hands away from winning last week. Part of it is because I think Chicago's better than Arizona and they should win by 4. Another part of it, too, is that we need Arizona to lose this game. Again, I need them to stay in the race with New England here for the second pick. Like, if they have the second pick, that would just help out so much because I don't think they're going to draft Marvin Harrison Jr. I think they'll draft a quarterback to compete with Kyler. So, yeah, give me Chicago here -4. Hope they bury him.
All right, last 4:25 game. Probably the best game of the week.
Yeah.
Miami 10-4, Dallas 10-4. Game's basically a pick 'em. It's 1.5 right now. Man, first of all, did you see that clip from McDaniel?
Which one?
For
Saw a
Hard
few
Knocks from last week for the Jets game, mic'd up.
Yeah, where he called the Jalen Waddle touchdown.
Tough, dude.
Real
Tough to
tough.
watch.
Real tough, Rob Saleh. What are we doing? We're that predictable?
Tough to watch.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's a Jets thing or that's just a Miami Dolphins thing.
What do you mean?
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I wonder if he was ready for that against anyone, and it just so happened to be.
No, he said a specific thing. He said if the DB does hitch or whatever it says, whatever the terminology is, if the DB does this, Jalen Waddle's going to hit it for a touchdown. No, it's just because they knew what the Jets were going to do. They know how DJ Reed apparently does something where it's game planable. So
Yeah.
but
Either way, I think Dallas finally beats a good team.
oh,
Miami's rolling. Dallas sucks. Dallas can't beat a good team. Miami put up 1 million points. Tyreek Hill's going to be back. I think Dallas is going to win this game. They're going to put up a viable shot here for the division. And it's going to start this week. I believe in them. Their defense is good, man. I don't know how that offensive line is going to stop Parsons. You know, they couldn't stop the Jets, and the Jets suck. You know what I mean? I wonder what's going to happen against Parsons. You know what I mean? Like a legit team. Like they have legit offensive defensive line. They're not going to get 100 sacks like they got on the Jets.
yeah. I like Miami here. 74% of the money's on Dallas. I'm not sure why they suck. Miami's good.
They're
Dallas
always on them.
sucks. It's that simple. Both these teams can't be good teams. I think the tiebreaker goes to the team with the better offense. I think Miami has a better offense.
Mhm.
I don't think those defenses are too different either. I don't think Dallas's defense is like world beaters compared to Miami or anything. I think our defense is just as good as Dallas's defense. So, they were able to handle our defense to the tune of 30 points. I think they'll be able to handle the Dallas defense as well. So, again, 74% of the money on Dallas with only 50% of the bets. I get why there's big money coming in on Dallas. It's because it's Dallas, but they stink.
They don't stink, man. They're 10-4. They have the same exact record as the Miami Dolphins.
All right.
They haven't beaten good teams, but I don't know if Miami has either. So let's see how this happens. Sunday night. I don't know why this is Sunday. I don't know why they didn't flex Dallas Miami instead of this stupid game. Denver Broncos at home, -6.5 versus the New England Patriots. I mean, at no point was this going to be a good game. Not before the season started, not during the season. Like I have no idea why this is the game for us all to watch Sunday night. But I need New England to win so bad, man. I need New England to win so bad. I love the 6.5. Let's go, Bill Belichick. You're the man, dude. Like you got this. I'm
very
all
close
in
to
New
covering
England.
that 9.5 last week that we talked about. Very close.
Dude, first half I was getting panic texts thinking when people saying, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe the Patriots are actually going to win."
Yeah.
Beat Kansas City.
Crazy.
The bar was there was mumblings around in the first half of that game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't think we need too much analysis on this. We need New England to win. They looked okay last week. They're getting 6.5 points. I'll take the 6.5 points, but I need a money line.
Hell of a Christmas Eve.
Denver
Terrible way to end it. I mean, this is such a bad way to bring in the Christmas Day, man. Like this could have been Dallas, Miami, Christmas Eve going into Christmas Day. I mean, would have been perfect. Literally perfect. All right. Christmas Day. We got the Knicks on at noon. versus the Bucks for the second time in 2 games. But we also have football at 1:00. Kansas City at home versus the Vegas Raiders, 10.5. This is an interesting line, dude. I mean, the Raiders, they always play Kansas City well every single year, no matter what. And Kansas City sucks. They suck. They're out here bringing in wide receivers because theirs suck. I'm taking the Raiders plus 10.5. And honestly, it's going to be my third and final best bet.
Ooh, I like that. I like the Raiders here plus 10 too. I think the spread's insane. I think 70% of the money on KC is insane. Kansas City's not very good. Las Vegas is not very good. Neither of these teams are very good. But 10 points is 10 points in the NFL. It's crazy. In a primetime standalone game too. Monday, I love this triple slate. This is very nice. Very happy about it. A lot of big spreads. A lot of points. We'll be taking a lot of underdogs.
Speaking of, Giants at Philly. Giants fighting for a playoff spot and for a draft spot at the same exact time. So shout out to them for being in this position. I wish I was them, honestly, right now. And especially because they're getting 11.5 in Philly, and Philly sucks. Dude, their defense sucks, and their offense looks like I'm watching SEC football. Like, it's really crazy what I'm watching. It really feels like I'm watching Alabama, not in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, I like 11.5 for the Giants.
Same. I love the Giants here too. I agree with you. 62% of the money's on Philadelphia. Giants a little bit of a step back last week against New Orleans, but Philadelphia is just reeling. They're not playing well. Quarterback's been getting downgraded because he's sick, not sick, whatever it is. AJ Brown can't catch a touchdown. Like, I don't know what's going on in Philadelphia. So, yeah, 11.5 points. It doesn't matter who you're playing against this Philadelphia team right now. I'll take 11.5 points. It just happens to be the Giants in the divisional game. Makes me like it even more.
All right. This game is a nice game to have on Christmas. Nighttime between like the two games for the NBA. Right, the late night game of the NBA is not that great. This is a nice way to kind of just have your TV and maybe the second screen going. Baltimore at San Francisco, what could be a Super Bowl. Like, I would say third highest probability of going to Super Bowl.
And it's a Super Bowl preview for sure.
I have no idea what's going to happen in this game, Greg. San Francisco minus 5.5 at home feels like a lot, but is it a lot? Like, is San Francisco just that much better than I know? Like, because default, the Ravens are the best team in the AFC. So it just feels like a lot, but dude, I think San Francisco is that much better. Like, I actually want the points here. I'm thinking San Francisco 5.5. They're just way better right now.
Points, only because again, it just goes back to
dude, Brock Purdy's MVP's on the line. Literally,
should be Christian McCaffrey. First of all, not Brock Purdy. It's ridiculous, but
it'll never happen. It'll never. He'll be offensive player of the year though.
Yeah, that's worried me a little bit. That's why I need it. I got Ricky Mostert as offensive player of the year. I need Christian McCaffrey to win MVP.
Yo, that's honestly not far off. He's breaking every Dolphins record for touchdowns, right?
He's tied with Christian McCaffrey for most touchdowns in the NFL. Him and Christian McCaffrey are the most touchdowns in the NFL right now. I have him plus 10,000.
They're for offensive player, right?
Yeah, offensive player there.
They're gonna treat him like Jamal Williams though from last year, who led the league in touchdowns and nobody cared because they were short yardage.
Yeah, but he's got yardage.
Yeah.
He's doing good, man. It's just he's got to stay healthy.
So you want Sam Darnold to come in this game and Christian McCaffrey to still win it?
I don't know what I want.
That's the way. No. That's the only way.
Yes and no. I also have Brock Purdy in most of my fantasy leagues and Debo and Christian McCaffrey. Like, I'm heavy on the San Francisco 49ers. That being said, I think this is high scoring. I think this game is in the 80s. I think this is an all-time game. I think it's one of the ones you think about when you think about, again, like the Bills and the Chiefs in the playoffs last year, 2 years ago. I think about the Bills and the Vikings in the regular season on a primetime game a couple seasons ago. That was 4 or 5 years ago. That was just electric, and they just kept going up and down the field. Again, Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens kill NFC teams. They're not used to it. They're not used to seeing Lamar Jackson, his speed, his deceptive play, his ability to move in space and kill you for 10 or 15 yards at a clip. Keaton Mitchell is a big-time loss. Gus Edwards stepped up nicely for them last week. Isaiah Likely's been playing well. in the absence of Mark Andrews. So they are down some weapons, but I think Baltimore wins this game. I think they keep it close. I think it's high scoring for sure. But 5.5 points, I think, is just too much in this one. In the rematch, once you've seen Lamar Jackson, once you can game plan a little bit for Lamar Jackson, I might be singing a different tune. But I think right now, 5.5 points is just too much. Some of these spreads are 1 or 2 points. I don't know why this is all of a sudden 5. Give me Baltimore here on Monday night.
Yeah, I'll be intrigued if this is a Super Bowl matchup after San Francisco blows them out. And then the question is going to be, like, say Philly makes it to the NFC Championship somehow versus San Francisco, and they're like, okay, here's a rematch. San Francisco kills them again, so it's gonna be like, okay, the same thing gonna happen versus the Ravens.
Yep.
I feel like that's maybe where that conversation will go if I would have scripted out that way,
I'm
just
with
of
you.
how I've seen football go in the last couple of years. All right, that's it for the slate. Is it even worth any more Hail Marys here, Greg? I have no
Always.
idea what's gonna happen this week. What do you got?
Always, you have to hit one and you're back in it. So you're covered. You're good for the year. I'm going my 3 best bets, and I'm tagging the overs and unders. I liked it last week. My best bets didn't do too good. I went 1 and 2, but I got the sides right, or I got the totals right. So maybe if I get the sides right this week, I'm looking good. Buffalo minus 12.5 and the under 43.5. I think that who's Buffalo playing? The Chargers just absolutely suck. I don't think they're going to score 10 points. I think Buffalo's going to kill them by double digits, and it's going to stay under. The Colts plus 1.5 and the under 44.5. Again, don't think the Falcons are very good. I think the Colts defense is pretty good. Lions minus 3 and the over 46.5. I think even last week with Nick Mullins playing terrible, they still were able to score a little bit. He was able to get 300 yards. The Detroit defense, I'm not totally sold on. So Lions minus 3 and the over 46.5. Those 6 plays, three totals, 3 sides, plus 34.40 right now on FanDuel for my Hail Mary parlay.
All right, I got 9 picks here.
Nice.
Saturday Steelers money line. Then jumps to Sunday. Got the Commanders, Bucks, Cardinals, Cowboys, Patriots. Jump to Monday. Raiders plus 10, Giants plus 11.5, and the 49ers money line. It's 9 bets. It's plus 94,000. Put $5, you win 4,700.
Love
Drop
it.
that in right now. All right.
6-point teaser for my tease yourself teaser. 11 legs. It's pretty much, again, just my whole slate. Even going over on Sunday last week. Again, in the Sunday slate last week, went 0 for 11. Still had a lot of covering games. I think I just missed on Green Bay last week in that slate because of the points in the teaser. I had so many points. Dialed it back a little bit on the points this week. Kicked up the teaser, the payout here. 6-point teaser. Buffalo minus 6.5. Colts plus 7. Detroit minus 3. Bengals plus 4.5. Packers plus 1.5. Browns plus 3.5. Miami plus 4.5. New England plus 12.5. The Raiders plus 16. The Giants plus 17.5. And the Ravens plus 11.5. Again, a 6-point teaser, 11 legs, plus 2,800 right now on FanDuel. A lot of football numbers in there, so I didn't touch the numbers too much. Just let it play out. If I hit that, you're up money on the whole season. You're good to go. So let's get it rocking.
All right, yeah, I got a lot of similar there. The plus 6 teaser, the Giants 17.5, the Patriots 12.5, the Raiders 16. I got a couple different ones. I got Dallas 7.5, Cardinals 10.5, Bucks 4.5, Commanders plus 9, Colts plus 7.5. You had that. Saints plus 10.5. That's 1,400. I'll throw in 50 on that. Try to win 700. All right. That's it for the slate. Wow. Man. Only 2 more weeks of regular season football. What's your final 4?
Right now in the NFL, I think it is going to be oh my gosh. Ravens, Chiefs, 49ers, Lions. And I think the
Oh.
49ers play the Ravens in the Super Bowl, and I think the 49ers win.
So we have the same Super Bowl. I think it's Ravens Bills, dude. I think the Chiefs lose. They're not going to be at home for the first time ever, and they're
Yeah.
not going to. They suck for the first time ever. Honestly, in this dynasty or this dynasty, as I like to call it. On the other side, Lions is a nice pick, but they suck on the road.
Yep.
Man, the NFC is tough. It's tough. It's also tough to pick against Philly, even though they suck, just because they've been there.
I know, but if
Cowboys
you look
too.
at it, there's really not a ton of teams that can win it.
I know. I'm gonna go Philly. I'm just gonna stick with the 4. But
Sure.
we have the same Super Bowl. We have the same winner. So probably all 4 of those teams aren't gonna make it.
Yeah.
So let's see what it's going to be. Dallas versus Miami. None of
Yeah.
us took Miami in the AFC. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take Miami instead of Buffalo. I'm gonna go Ravens, Miami, San Francisco, Philly. Miami deserves it, man. They've been banged up, and they're still every week. They're still winning games. What's up? You don't like that word deserve?
Yeah, it's disgusting. Miami
I know.
deserves it. Deserves what? They suck.
I know. They just, dude. I can't believe how much they killed us with that offensive line being so bad. They don't have anybody. They're
Yeah,
just like the
I mean,
Jets.
we'll talk about it. Tune into the Jets episode. We'll talk all about it because I'll remind John that the Jets suck at football, and we'll go over it again for the 42nd time.
All right. Winning Picks Weekly on Twitter. Knicks, Jets, etc. on YouTube. Peace out.
Later.